Go out to Berkeley with all the hippies. We got the Cal Golden Bears, uh, who are coached by Justin Wilcox, who's in his 8th season. Seems like a long time for a coach at a school that hasn't really had much football success in recent years. In 2023, they went 6-7, and in 2024, they backed that up by going 5-7. So they didn't make a bowl game, whereas they did the year before. Small step back, could be expected moving into a new conference, but a little disappointing when you've got an 8th-year head coach. The main bright spot for this team really was their quarterback, Fernando Mendoza. He became one of the hottest names on the transfer quarterback market this year. He was a good player for them, and he played a huge factor in their 2 biggest wins of the season. Week 2, they upset Auburn. Why the hell did Auburn travel to play Cal? I don't know, but they paid for it because they lost to Auburn 21-14. And then they also scored a blowout 44-7 victory over former conference rival Oregon State. In that game, Fernando Mendoza was absolutely on fire, completing 75% of his passes for 364 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he was a good quarterback for them this year. Got them out to a 3-0 start, but then they went right back to reality and lost 4 games in a row.
Yeah, when you look at those 4 games that they lost, they were by 1 point to Miami, 2 points to Pitt, 1 point to North Carolina State. So they were in some really close games, and people were giving teams that beat Cal a lot of credit. So, gosh, if they just got a bounce one way or the other that helped them, they could have had a very different season than where it finished.
Yeah. I mean, their defense was pretty solid. They were 36th in the country in total defense and scoring defense. Cornerback Noel Williams was their best player, and he finished 7th in the country in picks and 5th in passes defended. So he was kind of their rock on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, like I mentioned, they had a good quarterback, but they really suffered on their offensive line. That's why they struggled on offense. If you look a little bit deeper in the numbers, they finished 128th in the country in sack rate. They gave up way too many sacks. They were 115th in the country in pass blocking, and they were 118th in the country in line yards per rush. So what that means is they weren't protecting their quarterback, and they were not protecting their running backs when they were running the ball at all. And that's just a recipe for a tough sledding, even if you do have a good quarterback in there. So, when I look at giving a grade to Cal, I mean, the expectations aren't super high at Cal. They went 5-7. I gave them a C, though I was really tempted to go lower because they do have the distinction of being the only FBS school in the country to lose to Florida State this year. And just for that, I should have knocked them down even more, but I didn't. So my grade for them was a C.
Gosh, that makes me want to make my grade lower. I also gave them a C. Just a crap season, man. What else is there to really say about it? They won 5 games, so for their record grade, they get a C for that.
And in 2024, the Cal Bears Nitro season grade is a C.
C's get degrees.